You are now watching The Lone Blown. Blown! Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to The Lone Blown. I'm The Lone Blown, aka Zach Lesage, and today we're gonna be going over another gameplay video of my Players Cup to Global Finals run. So here we're playing against Lorenzo. Lorenzo playing the PikaRom deck. Kind of in a do or die situation as I'm in search of that travel award at this point in the tournament. I mean, I'm not trying to keep any surprises or like ruin any spoilers. I did win the Players Cup, so I did go ahead and win this game. But I do share some of my commentary on this game, exactly how I was able to kind of field my way through the PikaRom mirror match, especially at this time. I mean, PikaRom wasn't as popular or as popularized as it was back then. So I mean, I think I played it really well in these games, so hopefully you learn a thing or two. If you're interested in playing PikaRom or any other deck on Pokemon online, go to ptcgeostore.com, plug in code ZLesage5 to save 5% on your next order of codes for whatever you're looking for. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe right there. Let's do it. We're currently on the road to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. All right, let's jump into some gameplay and see exactly how it goes. So this game I'm playing against Lorenzo F. And we're actually going to be playing a mirror match in this series. Again, in the loser's bracket, so a loss here takes the other one directly out of the competition because we both have already amassed a loss already. Here, I'm a little like cheesed because I'm going first in the mirror match. I mean, my hand is undeniably strong, but there's not much that I want to do here. I'm just like, sure, I could draw some cards. I could thin out my deck. I got to watch out for like Marnie. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just get some cards down, maybe. Check through my prize cards and see exactly what I can do. In PikaRom Mirror Match, you kind of want to overwhelm your opponent with energy in play. So it's one of those things. I want to try to find a good game path to find a bunch of energy. So I'm just going to decide to grab these cards. Go ahead and I'm just like, I don't know how I really want to play this out. I can't remember if Lorenzo plays Mewtwo or not. But at this point, I think I'm just going to go in with the Dedenne. Reset Stamp is more of a dead card. At least it gives me more options. And I'm like, yeah, you want to what? Let's go with Crobat. I'd rather hold on to the Crushing Hammer. So that means I can go in with Raichu. Don't know why I particularly went in like this. Probably should have just ended up putting the Mewtwo down on the bench instead of the PikaRom. But I was worried because I've already used an electromagnetic radar for a quick ball, if I remember correctly. So it's one of those things where I'm just trying to be conservative to my resources that I've already used. Ultimately, it might have, I don't know. Maybe attaching the energy is correct there. Like, it's always correct to attach the energy there. I just don't know if it would have been, if it was worthwhile for me to even try to get the energy. But I still have the Crushing Hammer in hand. There's my opponent getting an energy. And they're going to try to get the first Electrify off as well. So things are looking pretty good here for our opponent. Yeah, if they play Mewtwo, there's probably a reason why I didn't put down my Mewtwo. If they don't play Mewtwo, it's probably one of those reasons. I don't know why I didn't put my own Mewtwo down. I don't directly have my opponent's list in front of me, but them going turn one, getting a Crushing Hammer, or like they're going second, Crushing Hammer, Energy, and Electrify, means that they have 3 energies in play on their first turn, and I have 0. So you can see how their turn was quite better than mine, but I have the access to the Tapu Koko. Crushing Hammer, the heads there is huge. I can take an energy off the PikaRom. You always want to take energies off of the PikaRom when you're playing this matchup out. I'm like, okay, yeah, you want to know what? It's all hope is not lost. I can still go for the Electrify this turn. Get that popping off. Opponent does not play Tool Scrapper. So now I'm just going to try to get off the first full Blitz if that's a possibility. And you want to know what? Marnie is one of those cards where you never think it's going to work out. Sometimes you can just Marnie your opponent into nothing. I don't know if that's particularly the case here, but I mean, 4 cards is not a crazy amount. And our opponent, again, with the second Crushing Hammer heads, off to a fire start. there's an electromagnetic radar. Makes me wonder what they're going to be grabbing here. Okay, so they're just grabbing, they have a research in their hands. They've already used both of their Dedenes. Most PikaRom lists only run 2. So they don't get access to a Tapu Koko Prism Star. They won't be able to attack. And the Big Charm here doesn't really matter on any of those Pokemon. In this matchup, I'm usually two-shotting the Pokemon anyways. So it just means that you can't Lightning Ride GX a PikaRom if they do that. So they have their energies, they split their energies up. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I got options now. Let's go Lightning Energy there. Might as well go Cherish Ball. Can grab a Mewtwo out of the deck. My opponent has more than 6 cards in their hand, so I'm just playing a Reset Stamp just to play it, and let's pitch this hand away. So you can see this is absolutely huge here, because I'm going to hit a Crushing Hammer, which is huge. Getting a heads here is awesome. And you can see I struggle with where I want to grab the energy off from, but I am able to go Boss's Orders full Blitz before my opponent can do that. This is a really good way to beat the mirror match, is attacking into their tag team Pokemon before you can. So now my opponent's forced to leave this Pika up active if they want to get off the full Blitz, which they will. And I mean, I'm in a pretty good checkmate situation, even after my opponent got double Crushing Hammer heads, went seconds, got the Electrify going off. Like, everything went correct for my opponent, and my hand was on the weaker side. So it's just one of those things where I'm completely fine here. I feel like I'm vibing out. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energies, so they could do 190 with Bolton. You always want to make sure that when you're playing Mirror, that you know exactly what your opponent can do with Boltons. But there's really no reason for them not to go after a full Blitz here. But the switch means that they're just going to go for a Bolt Storm. So not taking a knockout, and that Boss Order is absolutely a blessing. I'm like, I might as well get an attack off first. Maybe it's worthwhile. But at this point, I'm just like, do I want to treat the PikaRom, attack with my own Boltons? I still have access to a Dedenne. I think that's what I'm going over here. I'm like, what do I want to do? I've checked through my prize cards. But I'm like, okay, cool. I don't really have too many energies left. Let's stick a 2 prize card Pokemon up. Force my opponent into having a boss. If they're going to knock out the PikaRom, the energy doesn't even matter too much. But it's probably a lack of energies that I have in my deck. As you can see, I have quite a few in play already. And I drew one off my prize cards. So this kind of shows how, like, counting your prize cards can be huge. And now my opponent's stuck to 3 energies in play. Whereas I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 energies in play. So they're getting the knockouts, which is huge. But you can see with my 6 energy in play, I can just attach a 7th energy in play and put myself in a game-winning position. And taking with energy too, they're going to be left with 0 energy in play. So all I did was gain more energy in play. Energy is very powerful in this matchup. You can see there's another Lightning Energy, so that's further implies why I didn't go for the full Blitz. And at this point, I don't know what my opponent, they're just like, okay, well, maybe we can get something going on here. Maybe. I still have access to a Tandem Shock. They can't OHKO anything. If they try to win the game, they'd have to OHKO the Raichu, Alolan Raichu. My hand is absolutely fine here. And I can even go for win, and my opponent rightfully is just conceding. So we'll go to the next game, where my opponent's going to choose to go first. Just double checking with my opponents. So, here we go. Not anything terrible. We got access to like a quick ball energy. I mean, it's really not that bad. And getting an energy on a peak in this matchup is huge. Top decking the Bolton is also very nice. I'm like, I could just do a lot of stuff with his hands. There's my Tapu Koko. So I'm just like, yep, you want to know what? We're just absolutely vibing here. Nothing else to really worry about. I'm just checking through my prize cards again, just to make sure that I'm making always optimal plays. And I'm like, yep, I have a lot of options that I can go no matter what I want to do in the game. Whichever Pokemon I want to power up. I have an energy for next turn. There's just like a lot of stuff that like, it's sometimes good to hold on to your hands. So no matter how the game goes, I could decide, okay, yeah, I need to go after a boss's orders. I need to do whatever. I mean, I have a very good chance of even getting a full Blitz off next turn. And my opponent, starting with the Dedenne GX again, it's a little bit on the weaker side for them. They do have that turn 1 Boltons, which can be huge. Will they be able to get the Bolton into the active spots? And again, like, these games are well over a month old now, so it's not like I have a vivid memory of every single game, especially since they're already recorded. So my opponent getting the air balloon means that they will be able to get out of the active spots. So, I mean, they're getting an ideal turn 1 again. They're just not going into... They just started Dedenne GX, which, I mean, is completely fine. They're like, okay, cool, we'll play Marnie. At this point, I'm like, yeah, you want to know what? I get an extra card. Not the worst here. And finding Crushing Hammers in this matchup is just like, you have a chance to just get ahead in energies on your opponent. Top decking the Research, I like having the option. So taking away my opponent's energy, they did not take away my energy, so it's already going better than last time. And I'm like, I don't even know how I want to deal with this. I was very much struggling there, so I played the Chaotic Spell to give myself some more time to think. I was like, ooh, I actually just got a... I found the way to attack with a full Blitz on my first turn, or on my second turn. So I'm just going to be able to flood my board with energies. So my opponent on their first turn has 2 energies now after the Crushing Hammer. I'm going to have access to more than that. And I'm like, cool. Crushing Hammer doesn't work, but that's okay. I can now full Blitz to a Raichu. And I'm fully, like, just ready to go here. So, 6 energies compared to 2 energies. My board state is doing significantly better than my opponent's ever has. So they're getting another energy on their PikaRom, maybe trying to go for a full Blitz of their own. I have no way to go into a Lightning Ride GX. Because I've already used both of my Energy Switch and my Tapu Koko Prism Star. So here, I'm just like, let's vibe out. Let's see how it goes. My opponent would need to get something in order to make it all work out here. But they're just going to go Electrify here. And you can see, now they're at 5 energies. Still behind my energies. And that boss orders that I got from my opponent, like, that I got there, absolutely insane. I'm just like, cool, I have all these outs. I have so many extra energies. How do I even make this happen? So having 8 energies in play. My opponent getting a Tails there. So 8 energies in play compared to my opponent's now 6 energies. Is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to be able to take the first knockout. I'm the only one who has damage in play. This game is quickly just jumping into my palms. And it's one of those things where all it is attacking with your tag team Pokemon first, getting more energies. Again, if you have a move that gives you more energy in play, it's likely the correct move. So here I'm like, okay, cool. I can thin out my deck a little bit more of some resources that I don't want. I still have an extra energy. I might as well try to fish that one out of the deck. And I can also quick ball away the research. So here's... And now I've kind of set my opponent in a kind of move where all of their Pokemon are going to get damaged, and I just have to ping 2 more GX Pokemon. And I'm throwing in a 2 prize card Pokemon in the way. So my opponent, in order to get through this, I was able to knock out their Raichu, Alolan Raichu. So at this point, they have to attack me with their PikaRom and their Boltons to put themselves in a strong position. I don't have to worry about tandem shock as much. But my opponent is putting me in an awkward position here, because they are taking the knockout on my Pokemon. I do not have access to a boss's orders. So I gotta send up and see exactly what I could do here. The Quick Ball, I'm like, which card can I grab? Crobat seems to be like the best card that I possibly can get. Let's take an energy away so my opponent cannot go Tag Bolt GX to try to draw extra prize cards. And there's the boss orders for me to win the game off the Crobat. Pretty simple here. Nothing crazy at all. What a match. What a match. I mean, good, well played on Lorenzo's behalf. It's one of those things where mirror match can be tricky, but I think I had a cool strategy going into the game with those early full blitz that kind of allowed me to kind of bulldozer over my opponent with these extra energies in play. So, I mean, it's super cool to look back on. There's some plays where I'm like, I don't know, maybe I would have played it differently nowadays, but that's how I was feeling in the morning. I mean, a lot of those times for me waking up at like 5:30 in the morning to get ready for like 6:30, 7 a.m. starts, my play might not be at its absolute best, especially with the nerves that are going on because each game is so important. But I mean, we got there. Tune in for future videos of this series, and if you want to check out any of the past videos, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. Again, I really appreciate all of the support that I've been receiving lately on the channel. You guys are so awesome, and I totally appreciate everything. So, again, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe. Let's go to it. Let's try to get to those 1,000 subs. It's really what's fueling me to create more content more and more nowadays. All the feedback that you guys have been giving me is absolutely incredible. So that being said, I'm going to dip out. I got to make some more content, but I really appreciate y'all watching, and keep on watching videos at the Lone Blown. Thanks so much and have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out. Really hope that you enjoyed watching that video. I totally enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video with everyone that you know, and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool things happening on the channel, so stay tuned for more. Be sure to check out the social links in the description. Thanks and have yourself a great one.